And they had the advantage this year, which is critical, of playing Alabama at home. And I mean, hear me clearly, Jimbo Fisher may be there next year. I don't know. And I'm not about to claim that I do. But I don't think it's the money. If they want to make a change, they'll make a change, whether it's $77 million or normal buyout. But to make that change, they have to have an answer. And I think what A&M people are trying to figure out is, if we make this change, then who comes in? Otherwise, they have enough talent on that roster to maybe turn 2 or 3 games and have a good season. But the idea that we're talking national championships anymore at A&M under Jimbo Fisher, I mean that train is long gone.
I have thought about that as well. I say this all the time, because we'll get into the point of this show here in the next few weeks where it will become apparent that there are going to be some coaches that are no longer at their particular program, because that's the way that the business is. And I've always said, okay, fan base, if you want your guy gone, then you had best have an idea of who comes next, and you would best have a succession plan that, at least on the surface, guarantees you more success. Otherwise, you're starting over for no reason. There are things that are they're irreparable that you have to do. For instance, Michigan State, Mel Tucker. They were underperforming on the field. He just wasn't worth the money that he got. He had one good year, and he just wasn't worth it. But they had an issue where they had to get rid of him, so they got to find someone. That's a situation beyond the university's control in getting rid of a coach. If you're Texas A&M, like, who's out there? I mean, do you look across the sidelines to Lane Kiffin? I mean, who's out there that's going to make you live up to the expectations that you have as a Texas A&M person?
Well, you're right, and I don't know. I mean, Lane Kiffin seems very happy where he is. Does he want to deal with all that? I mean, he's already coached for the Raiders, where you have an egomaniacal owner. He's coached at Southern Cal, which is as tough as it gets. And to go into that cauldron, I don't see why he would. I mean, there may be something out there for Lane Kiffin, but it's not there. And the only name people keep throwing up is Mike Elko. But like, I mean, that would be a really big risk. I don't care how good a coach he is, but to put him in that environment with Texas coming in the SEC, I mean, they have a serious problem at A&M. I'm stating the obvious here. I'll try not to do that. They've got to figure this out, and he has no more real estate to change anyone's mind. I mean, the only game left on the schedule that matters is at LSU on the final weekend, and beating a 3-loss LSU team is not going to change anyone's mind.
It's funny you bring up Elko, because I just spent time with Elko this week, Thursday night college football. We were at Duke in their game against Wake Forest, and Elko obviously has the history as there's the defensive coordinator. And Elko might be a guy, when you look at it, and I'm not putting him in the Texas A&M job, I'm just simply bringing him up for bigger jobs. He's from South Brunswick. Like, he just legitimately doesn't give a damn. He's just a South Brunswick guy. He's got that wise guy mentality up in this area of the country. He might be a guy that goes to a big program. Like, I don't give a damn what you think. Like, I'm tough, hard-nosed defensive guy. I'm substance. I'm not sizzle. I'm going to recruit guys. And by the way, if 5-star softness is my problem, then I'm not going to get the 5 stars. I'm going to get the 3 and 4 stars. I'm going to make them tough. So the names with A&M are going to be interesting while they still have a head coach. But it just I don't know. I can't put my finger on the Jimbo.
But Matt, yeah. I agree with that, Elko. But that, as good as that may sound, you've been to A&M.
Yeah,
that may not work. That might not pass the interview process.
Give me something.